Hi everyone and welcome to MPA 594 week 4. So for this week's assignment we were asked to compare a public versus private organization, and we basically had to answer the question, are they alike in all unimportant respects? So for my topic I decided to choose school or education. I decided to compare public versus private. I know there's a lot of controversy in this because some people think that a private school is better when public, um, because they get more hands-on and so and so. To me, education is an education, like regardless of where you get it from. The only difference is that you have to pay for a private school, and it could be much more expensive than a public one. So I decided to talk about we can either go the high school route, like public versus private high school. You can go university wise, public versus private. Um, I my whole life I grew up in the using public schooling till I went to college. I attended La Sierra University, and now I'm currently attending Cal Baptist, which is a private school, and it is a little more costly than a regular Cal State. In order to answer the question, are they alike in all unimportant respects, I focus on three main themes: accountability, funding, and goals. And that's what I'm going to explain in the next few slides. So, the first theme I decided to choose was accountability, based off Woodrow Wilson. So, this is basically saying how schools are held accountable in their academic voyage. That could be easily from grades, test scores, and so on. Um, let's say for whatever reason the student doesn't get by school or pass or whatever, who are they letting down? Well, in a private school, they're letting down stakeholders, and in a public school, they um, let down government agencies and taxpayers. So at the end of the day, it's not like just letting yourself down; it's letting the people down who pay for your school. And it's not just your parents, it's basically anybody else who pays for that government funding or people who give out loans and so forth. So for theme 2, funding, I decided to use Max Weber's theory of bureaucracy. This basically means that in public in public education there is a bureaucracy because people don't really, I would say, like to pay attention to individual needs. They focus as a whole in a group. Nobody's actually in charge. They basically follow a rule book or manual that tells you how to do things. So the way that public school funding is funded is through federal, state, and local sources such as property taxes. And a private school funding is usually paid by the parents, FAFSA, or any kind of government loan, which, like I mentioned before, is way more expensive than going to public school. Theme 3 having to do with goals, which obviously for both public and private education, their main goal here is education, giving the students the best teachers, the best lessons, helping them basically get through school with the best grades possible. Um, how I see Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically is public versus private. Is it a necessity to go to private school? No. But if you can afford it, by all means, go for it. I just think, like, in my opinion, there's no difference with public and private education. It's, to me, it's the same thing. Like, you're still getting a diploma at the end of the day. I don't think no school is better than others. I mean, some, like when it comes to college, some schools have a better program than another. Therefore, then, if that's what you're studying for, you should go to that school directly. But, like I said, in my opinion, school, and the only difference that I see is the price. But, anyways, that was it for week 4. Let me know what you guys think, or if you guys think otherwise than I do. Other than that, thanks for watching and have a good day. I'll see you guys next week.